Alright, we are here with Gutmorn, Pactbound Servant. I like discard strategies, especially in one-on-one. In real Commander, 4 players, good luck. Outside of his ability himself, attacking one person's hand is not really getting you that far, even with the value. But anyways, this is Historic Brawl. It's a lot like the Tinybones deck, except we have a few new cards in here, and Tinybones is actually in the deck. I also crafted this thing here, which is like the better Tinybones. People, I think the 2 times I played against it, they had Dark Ritual to cheat it out before they played all their discard spells, so it wouldn't do much. So that was unfortunate. But we crafted Dark Ritual with that in mind, getting him out early, and it's just a really strong card. Very kind of light on lands, but the deck is super cheap to cast, and I'm not really interested in casting 2 spells a turn, so that is kind of fine. I'm running Mirror Shield, the chance to give my commander hexproof. Sunset Pyramid, which is basically another Maze Mind Tome. I think this should be played more in decks that like Maze Mind Tome effects. It's just another copy of it, and I don't see a lot of people doing that. This doesn't gain you life. It draws kind of 1 less card, but it sticks around to scry 1 forever, and that's pretty good. Especially when you're discarding and going back and forth. If you have your opponent in top deck mode, it's nice to start to scry, right? Or even if you're in top deck mode, obviously. Running, Davriel, everything that costs 3 that makes your opponent discard. The Celestus, because this thing is really good so far. It's hard to pay attention to a card like this and keep track of it on paper, but digitally it's oh, I guess I didn't cast 2 spells and it flips, and you just randomly get free loots. It's pretty good. It's actually very good. Transmogrifying Wand, because this is a triple removal spell. It kills 3 things before it no longer does anything, and unless the wand is countered, you can't really counter this ability. And the 2/4s are not good at all when you have your commander in play. That's a 1/3. And it also has Death Touch, so they can't swing anyways. We have Baby Ujin, because the real one got banned. Onyx, because, I don't know, I like them. I don't think I've ever played Blood in the Snow, so we're going to try that. Have Sweepers, because we don't really play to the board. I'm trying the Cosmos Elixir. I mean, they changed it. We'll see. The Scry 1 forever might just be good, even if you're not drawing extra cards, because you're not at, a better life total. Then you start it, and the key, because the key is, I'm going to assume, an auto-include in every single commander deck from here on out. It just seems very good. I don't see a reason not to play it. Every single card it can get you has play. I might replace Doomblade with Phyrexian Obliterator, though, because, as you know, until that I forgot about it. I was going to put it in, and then I reset the deck. Until Phyrexian Obliterator does something, if I am running enough black sources, I'm going to try to make him sacrifice someone's opponent, a permanent. So, let's see what happens. Whoops, this is the wrong format. Oh man, this is weird. I'll never get used to that. Oh yeah, like and subscribe, and yeah, let's play Magic the Gathering. The new Q thing just looks weird. And they also give the commander, the Brawl format, the commander emblem symbol when it I mean, it basically is commander, but yeah, I don't think Brawl has a commander or has its own format symbol. Okay, so black-white clerics. We have 3 cards in our deck that are graveyard hate. We have the 3 1-mana artifacts that just attack your opponent's stuff. Kind of want a mulligan for them. Funny, we have double sweeper though. No, we'll just keep it. We'll see what happens. Gutmorn is a pretty solid creature just sitting in play. I want to discard this to my commander, sort of, but it's kind of the only thing that lets me see my opponent's hand. And it also triggers Spectacle, so I can actually poke them and then Thoughtseize. There's not many creatures. I never expected Drillbit to actually have Spectacle, so this is pretty cool. Alright, they have this, which doesn't really do much against us at all. I can attack their mana, because they're light on mana for their actual commander. This doesn't really do anything at all. They're just clerics. I'll take the priest, though, because I don't want that to happen over and over. Well, I mean, it can happen over and over when things die, but... Yep. I have their commander taken care of. We did not draw a land. Is there anything in their hand I want to get rid of right now? Not really. But I suppose I'll just do it anyways, because I'm not doing anything else. Sanctify? Okay, well my opponent's hand is not very strong. When he dies, does this happen? Yes, with lesser manual value. Okay, so they get back the lore thing, I guess. We're not drawing lands. No surprise, we're only running like 29? Actually, we're running... Yeah, if we stay at 3 mana for a very long time, we're actually not in a bad spot. So it's very unfortunate that we can't get the third land. Most of the deck stops at 3, and then Gutmorn himself is a good chance you're going to get your opponent's lands out of their hand, because they just discard them to this, and then you get like a copy of it. Oh yeah, I probably should have explained what he does. When he enters the battlefield, everyone discards a card. And every time your opponent discards a card, you get a copy of it into your hand, which is what I'm aiming to provide me a majority of the lands that I play will probably be discarded by my opponent, which makes us stopping at 3 mana even more desirable. I almost want to Mind Rot, but the cards they're discarding at this point aren't super great. They're just going to get rid of that. Go Blank does exile their graveyard, but they don't have a threatening board, or really a threatening graveyard, so... We have a Sanctify. We can blow up their Arcane Signet now if we want to. They don't have anything in their graveyard, and this has Death Touch. They just want to put one into their graveyard, which makes sense. Are we... Okay, if we put this in their graveyard... If we put that in their graveyard, they draw... I think I'm just going to block that one, I think. Yeah, that's fine. Them drawing cards isn't terrible when we just reset the board and stuff. Can make them discard the last 2 cards in their hand. Seems fine. No attack. Did I do it backwards? Oh, I suppose I did do it backwards. Because now... Oh, no I didn't. No I didn't. I did not. No, I can't afford to do that. This can kill something. Well, this is unfortunate. I guess I just blow up their Arcane Signet, call it a day. I can kill one of these right now. Maybe incentivize them to... Because they don't have a 1 mana... Yeah, we'll just kill one of them, I guess. Just to get it off the board. And I gotta use my mana when I can. No real reason to trade. Alright, so we can kind of wipe the board with this. And then they get back like 1 cleric off of their commander. That's probably fine. And then this actually exiles their graveyard as well. They can't attack anymore. Oh, okay. They top decked that. Oh, that's a funny time to top deck it too. Because is actually have a split decision on what they want to blow up. So they blew up that one. We sweep the board. We can kill whatever they reanimate, which is going to be the stupid one that makes them draw a card. Actually, if they draw a card, we're going to just... We're going to just go blank them now. Yeah, that's fine. Exile their graveyard. They lose their disturb thing. Okay. So if I sweep the board, I'm not sure how this works. I think they get the priest back again, which is kind of annoying. Could just kill their commander with Liliana. I think I want to just sweep the board. I could just play this and trade. I think I like that too. Just play this, trade with their commander, and then I can kill the other creature without it coming back again. And if our opponent doesn't do anything, then we just do nothing. Yeah, we're going to trade, and then I'm going to Elspeth Nightmare this guy here. I don't see reason to scry because anything is fine on the top, and I really want to start drawing cards. Null Priest, okay. They top decked a reanimate spell the very turn I killed their creature. Alright, well, that's fine. We have what we're looking for in hand. Second inscription, that's funny. Yep, can't do anything about that. Sweep the board. Non-dragon. Those will get exiled to our Elspeth Conquers Death. Or Nightmare, whatever. Too many card names, dude. Too many card names. I'm getting old. So this is my graveyard, right? Yeah, which is 11, so we can kill this immediately. It's not super scary, but I still want to get rid of it and develop my Planeswalker. Draw a card, because I'm not doing anything else. If they ever cast their commander, Liliana's Plus will hit the card that they don't cast instead. Unless it's a land. Alright. So I'm going to run this out and get the last card out of their hand and put it to my hand. Yep. And the things you copy are actually, there forever. Oh, they give us a pretty good card too. Hold on. Why did they get... What's going on with this? Oh, we trade. Alright, I didn't realize that. I did not realize that. You actually give them a card when you do that. So we can get another copy of Inscription while trading off for a land. That's really weird. That's really weird. That is so weird. Okay, so I gave him a land. Thank God I could do that. Otherwise they would just have this and kill my commander. I gotta pay more attention to that then. Certainly a strange commander. But I'm liking it so far. Alright, so I will trade commanders. Absolutely. Because we're just so far ahead. And that's just fine. Yep. I will play this. Get rid of that. I'll draw a card. Maybe I find a land. Nope. Bag of Holding is just another way to draw cards for us, which we like. We're done with attacking our opponent's hand for the most part here. Opponent's at 43, but that's not really that big of a deal. Let's see. plus, get rid of the rat. I don't want to plus with... I don't want my commander in play while I'm just, like, getting rid of my own cards. This is a sorcery. Does it do anything? Return creature to discard, sacrifice. So no, not really. Guess we'll just pass. Unless I think I can find something for 2 mana right now, which I don't think I can. Yeah, I'm just going to pass. You're against the alchemy cards? I don't mind the alchemy cards. I think they're fine. So far, at least. So far. I haven't been bothered by them. But I haven't played too much. Alright, we actually drew Tinybones, which is hilarious. We're going to steal... We could take this, or their commander has nothing to get back when it dies, but obviously this card is just really good to have sitting in play. We're going to play Tinybones, and now I can kill my opponent fairly quickly with his ability. Get rid of one of these. Goes onto the bag. Do this again. Put that under the bag too. I'm going to play this and make them... I've never actually played this card. Reanimate, discard, sacrifice. So we can make them kill their commander, sacrifice, and I guess we'll reanimate Burglar Rat. And they get back a 2/2 that doesn't do anything. Oh, for some reason it didn't give them this. Oh, it's not a Cleric. Never mind, they can't do that. The backside of it is a Cleric. Maybe their opponent doesn't realize that. Oh no, they swept the board. Alright, Tinybones still never used his ability. That's unfortunate. Alright, so plus again. Get rid of a discard spell that's not doing anything. I'm going to run this out. Now that we have no hand, I will play my commander. I will exile this, because there's really no way for me to get that back again. Yeah, I've been playing Magic for a while. I mean, yeah, they don't fit Magic. It's just, I play a ton of Hearthstone, so I'm used to these weird cards that have impossible abilities, you know? Like, that you just can't do stuff like this on paper. So, it just adds Hearthstone to my Magic experience when I'm playing digitally. Which I don't mind, because, again, I'm not playing... I think we're fine losing our commander. Threatening this ultimate seems better at this point anyways. And it gives us something to do next turn, because, you know, why not? But yeah, I play a ton of Hearthstone. Oh no, that was like one card I don't want to discard. Man. Alright, no commander. Oh, we're actually 1 mana short from the commander, so never mind. D-Spark exiles their commander, and I don't know, is it when it dies? Yeah, so you don't get anything back if I exile it instead of Lightning Bolt. And Time Warp isn't really doing anything for me, so I'll just take D-Spark. I have to discard it because it's the only card in my hand. That's fine though, because the Bag of Holding will just give me a bunch of cards. I think I'm gonna... Is this any point? Okay, I can do it at my opponent's end step. You're just old school, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you like what you like. It is unfortunate if you like Historic Brawl. These cards are now in there forever. But at the very least, it could be worse, you know. It could be like playing regular Historic and everyone's just playing Muxus and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, it's so depressing. Alright, we're going to Ultimate. And we're just going to threaten free creatures for the rest of the game. It doesn't necessarily win me the game outright, but it's a good start. So we're going to land Dark Ritual. Wait, do we have to Dark Ritual? I could give my opponent Dark Ritual, which is kind of funny. Actually, I don't really want to give my opponent any of these cards, so my commander's not really doing much. Target opponent discards, return a creature 2 or less, destroy a creature 3 or less. Alright, we're just going to lead with a D-Spark. And then we're going to play our commander and give our opponent Dark Ritual. It lets them recast their commander again, but I think that's fine, because I can deal with it again. I could also just give them like a... I could just give them Toll of the Invasion, and they discard something that's irrelevant. I don't mind that, actually. Right? Because they just take one of these, and I don't really care. Yeah, I'll just get you. Is it a graveyard? Oh, shoot, I messed up, right? I could have actually gotten my own rat and made them discard the card I gave them. That's actually hilarious. Yeah, I've only played two... this is my second video since the new Alchemy cards. And it's been a while since they've come out now, so maybe they've kind of baked into the format, and I haven't seen what everyone's been up to. Blood in the Snow. I don't think we want that one. I think we're just going to sauce them with the damage. I could play this and loop it forever, right? I just play it, sacrifice it to itself, opponent loses the zombie. I guess we could just keep doing that. Make them gain some life. Their life doesn't matter, we just kill them before that matters. Go. This is weird. We need a better way to close the game out. Priest, okay. Well, as long as they just keep doing this, that's fine. I think we're going to thin our deck, blow up maybe this in case they decide to draw 600 cards. I don't know how they would do that, but they're running this for a reason, I'm sure. I don't know what it is, though. I don't have anything but snow because of this card specifically. Pass. Alright, there's another recurring graveyard hate. It's not good when I have Liliana Ultimate, because they're going to exile their own creatures, and then I actually don't get them. So what I could do... I didn't hold control. Can I still do it? No, I can't. I was going to activate Relic in response, but I didn't hold control, so that's fine. They also put something in the graveyard that won't just immediately die when I steal it. I have nothing to do still. This is a very weird game. Alright, opponent just passes. I'm not getting rid of both of these. Alright, that's pretty good. But they have a card in their hand now. I have no idea what it could be. If it was a land, I feel like they would just play it. It's technically free to just get rid of it, so I will attempt to do that. But I will do it with the rat in my graveyard. I guess I didn't have to play this first in case it was exactly that. Well, that's fine, actually, because now it's not going towards my commander. I don't really care about Davriel dying. When you don't have a hand, that's fine. I mean, it does deal damage to them, but I think the commander is more threatening, so I kind of just baited them into doing that. Hey, I got a clue. Hey, alright, well, I guess it's a good thing that happened. We played that weird, and it paid off, because now we have Ujin that they can't kill. Which is exponentially more damage than Davriel. They fatal push their own creature. We will get that back with our emblem. Phyrexian Arena. We're kind of low, and we're drawing enough cards at this point where I don't feel like I have to do that. Beginning of my upkeep, it transforms? Okay. What's it transform into? You get a 1/1 human, and it's just the size of all your stuff? Sure. See, this is the downside of, like, when you're in a top deck battle, discarding your opponent's stuff isn't really feasible anymore, but they are only drawing one card a turn, and from there you have enough value usually to just close the game out. Also, it doesn't really hinder you that you have a bunch of dead removal discard spells, really. Actually, Tinybones could have closed this game out a while ago. I just hadn't thought about it. That's kind of funny. Alright, they give me the rat back. Sure. Like, this game was over, and our opponent had like 40 health, and it was probably over by then. So I can just kill this. I guess. I don't see why not. I can kick it too, so... Kill Reanimate? I'll just reanimate Tinybones and kill that. I lose 1 life and pass. Make a 1/1 dude, and that's game. Unless they draw a sweeper. Their commander doesn't do it. Because it just dies to our Ujin. Yeah. And, I mean, they're still dead regardless. GG's. That was a cool first game. Especially for someone who picked a commander and then didn't know what it did. Didn't know how it worked. So that kind of worked out nicely. I also, yeah. I mean, when I make a video, I should lead with what the commander actually does. So, that's probably a good idea. I read the card before, and I'm like, oh man, that's cool. And then a couple days later, here I am actually playing it, and I guess I didn't fully read it. But I looked through the whole Alchemy set, and I just found the cards that really interested me. And I really like this guy. I mean, even with your opponent getting your own cards, I think it's still fine. It does make it a little awkward. Because we were light on lands in our deck, and we want to stop at 3, even though we have stuff that costs more than 3. The whole deck really is just like 3 or less, with a bunch of stuff that, well, just a couple stuff that cost more than 3, that are like for later in the game anyways, so you're not super upset when they go away early or whatever. Okay, our opponent was probably just the core Spirit Dancer deck where they just enchant this thing into oblivion, and they didn't want to deal with me discarding all their effective... Whoops, my bad. All their, like, super strong stuff. We don't have a lot of sacrifice effects, and we don't have a ton of removal, but if that's their only creature, which I think this deck... Literally, I don't think this commander does anything else but go all in on himself. It's like black-white narcissism. It is cool to see that, the Voltron strategy, where you put everything on one creature, and it's not just, like, mono-white or whatever. I think it always has to be white, but it being black is cool. Oh, hey, look, it's the same dude. I don't know if it's the same opponent, but it's the same... Oh, it wasn't the same opponent? Because they're using the same sleeve. Man, it actually is black-white narcissist. Look at that. It's the avatar, it's like literally everything on that guy. Deck sleeve. I guess the opponent isn't named Killian. So how do we deal with Inky Boy? No removal in this hand. I think if I just kill Inky Boy over and over, it's fine. We have 1 land, but we have a removal spell. Oh, we have 2 lands, basically. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. I like this. The other guy had an S in his name? Okay. Alright. At least you're paying. You pay more attention than I do. Alright. I don't think I want to do that. We'll just do that. Opponent goes to play their commander. We just kill it. We can actually play the Celestials too. Oh, we got the key. So we play this and then use the mana to kill this. I'm curious what the deck has to do something outside of just this. Otherwise, this is pretty easy to win. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. That's actually really good. No, the ultimate is good, I should say. The rest of it is eh. Alright, we'll see what's under the key here. Electrolyze kills... No, it doesn't kill their commander. Oh no, I want to see the cards. Please. No! I want to see the 3 options. It was Putrefy, Electrolyze, and Counterspell, I think? It was a strange time to scoop. They play a land. They put a counter on their dude. And then from there, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. 1 removal spell that was used. I don't have any removal, actually. So I would have gotten Putrefy there. Because Electrolyze doesn't kill this anymore. So I Putrefy their commander. This goes up to 5, and then next turn it starts threatening the ultimate, which is actually very good. Yeah, that's quite the draw. That's actually quite the card there. Just because of the ultimate, but other than that, it's not like super scary. I took a risk taking like a... Well, I guess I didn't really take a risk. It was the only thing I could do. Making them discard doesn't seem very effective when all it is auras in their hand. Yeah, now we'll never know. Anointed Possession, indeed. Now, I think they're going for their commander next turn. Alright, so the key loves us, and we love the key. It's good to see. We have 2 discard spells. One's a Thoughtseize. We're against Vadric, which is unfortunate. Kind of tough. We can attack the hand, but they have very, very, very strong top decks. They can just sit there and draw like 1 card a turn, and that card can be very strong. Saheeli seems like the scariest here. I don't really care about Thrill. Alright, opponent doesn't want to play Magic. That's fair. Our commander is pretty strong against them, but again, when they're in top deck mode, they can draw 1 very strong spell, like an X spell, and just nuke us with it. But they didn't want to wait it out, or assume they win the game from that point. So that's cool. We'll take that. Oh, we got a pack. At least the packs you get aren't like alchemy cards. I think it always has to be standard, though. Otherwise, you just screw over people who play only standard. Yesterday, the store thing was 20 alchemy packs. And I bought it with gold. So I got 20 alchemy packs, which was cool. That's why I'm like flat broke now. I usually sit around like 20,000 gold. It's basically 5 free packs because you got 20 for 1,500. 15,000, whatever. Bag of Holding, 3 lands, removal spells, and a card draw spell. No discard spells. Kind of weird. We're against... what on earth are we against? I actually did get to have it drop an approach, and that game was hilarious. Like, if there's a game you watch, that's one of them. The way that game ended was absolutely hilarious. I'm going to... What am I going to do? I think I'm going to kill this now. This is mono blue, keep in mind. I think I'm going to kill it with Feed the Swarm because it's a sorcery. I don't want our opponent to untap with a creature in play if we can help it, because that Delver could like kill me if they have 26 counterspells. Alright, what does this do actually? Whenever creature you control becomes blocked, put it back to your hand. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage, draw a card. Okay. So again, I think we're going to keep the board clear. I'll scry 2 while I do so. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it's only if it's foretold you scry 2. Rip. Again, me not reading my cards. Alright, play your commander, please. Rip. What do you do? Enters the battlefield, exile a card from a graveyard. You may look at the top card of your library. Once each turn, you may cast a spell from the top card. If it's shared, if it's an instant. Okay. I kind of want this land to go away. No, we're going to just kill that. We're just going to kill that. And why can I not activate this? It costs 2 mana? Alright, I'm going to just leave up mana. I could have Sign in Blood there if I played my land first. Tap the Blast Zone. But Bag of Holding is fine. Alright, they found a creature to not tap out with, which is extremely annoying. But I can kill it with the Blast Zone, so it's not the end of the world. I can attempt to Thought Eraser or Mind Rot them. This doesn't really do much, though. Yeah, we're going to try to... No, we're going to run this out first. It blocks, so that's pretty cool. Alright, we're going to try to make them lose cards. So now they like have to counter this. Please don't be a censor. Oh, it was a censor. Wait, is this a pirate? No, it was a censor. Oh, of course, they had Curious Obsession. Yep. Okie dokie, can't let that hit me. Please play your commit. Nope. Alright, so the last card in their hand is actually not a counterspell because it held priority there. So even if it was a counterspell, I could just play this out. Our opponent would get a Sign in Blood, which feels really just not good. But I guess that's fine, because we get whatever that last card is, and it might be effective enough for me to want to do this. Him as a 1/3 just sitting there is very strong. Okay, sure. Our opponent's on their P's and Q's there. This feels really bad, but what am I going to do? We technically get the Sign in Blood back, sort of, under the Bag of Holding, so it's not the end of the world. We could have always just Blast Zoned this as well, but just having a stone wall in place seems fine. Please lead with Sign in Blood. Them having more than one card in hand is decent, because our top decks kind of demand that they have a bunch of cards in hand, so this doesn't pan out too terribly. Alright, they played their commander, which is good. That means they're going to swing and lose their Merfolk, which is kind of... At the very least, they lose their Curious Obsession. Yep, goes back to hand. Draw a card. Can't do anything to stop that. Land. Oh, shoot. I wanted the land in hand, because whatever I get goes to my opponent's hand now. Alright, I gotta pay more attention how this works. Yeah, this is actually just... I think this is just so bad I'm gonna scoop, because I just gave him a card. That's actually really good. I might even drop Bag of Holding now. Now, it's good with some of the cards we're running, but when I discard on my own turn, it's obviously really bad, because your commander just gives your opponent a card. A copy of it. Which is kind of annoying. Yeah, this is kind of a shame concede there. I should have had the land to discard. I yet again forgot your opponent gets the card, which is funny because I just did it. But Bag of Holding... actually, by that philosophy, the 4-mana Liliana, the plus isn't good when I have my commander in play. It was pretty good against the black-white clerics, but that's just because I got the ultimate off. I think I'm going to drop that, and I might just add another land for the sake of it. Because Bag of Holding actually isn't bad when you have your commander. Like, the discards count. Actually, fine. We're going to try without it. I'll just add another land. Another card that does something like that. It wouldn't be so bad if I just didn't always have them in my hand. Alright, we'll try that. Maybe I can go up one removal spell. I'm running pretty much everyone that I like. I could put Doomblade back in. There's not a lot of mono black decks. Infernal Grasp is probably just better. Alright, drop a land. There we go. That's fine. These draw discard loot effects are becoming a bit of a hindrance, which means the key is not the strongest in this exact deck, but typically you'll have a... I mean, in that scenario, I would have had a card to discard there, but I played it as a land instead. Like a goober. Oh my god, it's the first sliver. Unfortunately for sliver decks, there's not a lot of diversity amongst sliver decks, as there aren't many slivers to play. No. Yes? That's fine. Okay. Yeah, fine. Just lead with the claw. Yeah, there's certainly some changelings. I think there's 2 new changelings they can run as well since like the last set or whatever. I think one of the draft dudes is a changeling. What on earth? Okay, they have Shrines and Honden in their deck. It could just be... you can just run the first sliver as a cascade effect. That is possible. Oh, that's an insanely good draw here. Alright, we can get our commander in play. Give our opponent a... Blood in the Snow? It's not really doing anything. Yeah, that's fine. That's actually just fine. That is just fine. Because I probably won't need it myself, and it costs 6 mana. And there's a chance our opponent just discards it, right? Alright, they gave us... Oh, no, they have Slivers. Alright. I'm going to exile that Sliver out of the graveyard. Opponent did not give us a land. Unfortunate there. But it's pretty likely they give us one sooner rather than later. Alright, so they got Cultivate now. Kind of fixes their colors. Green and white, sure. Alright, so let's see... Oh, actually, I actually needed to draw a land there. I didn't even realize. Yeah. So we gave them a sweeper next turn, but it is their whole turn next turn, and that's, again, that's kind of fine. They don't want to get rid of the plains. Funny enough, they're not running any snow lands, so they actually don't get any snow value. Kind of paid off there as a keen observation. Sweet. We got our first land. Look at that. Look at that. Alright. Get rid of something. Reflections of choose a creature type. Cast a spell, copy it. Okay. That does not help us in any way. Not really. But, funny enough, they kept the land, they kept the card we gave them. So they're probably just going to snap off the sweeper, which we're kind of fine with. Don't really care. In fact, there's an argument to not kill my commander. Because... Okay, they just go for that. That makes sense. I agree with this. Alright. So now there's really no way they're ever going to cast Blood in the Snow. They don't want to kill their own stuff. Doesn't really matter. I can make them discard something, and most likely it will be just this. It puts a 3/3 Death Touch in play, though. It has to be the highest cost spell in their hand, and it probably is Blood in the Snow. So we actually get it back, and now the sweeper's back in our possession, which is nice. I'm also noticing when they get a copy of my cards, attacking their graveyard gets a little bit more difficult. Because they just have more stuff. I'm kind of fine with trading. Kind of. I'm also not fine with just dealing 1 damage for no reason. Oh, alright. Double strike. Never mind. Double strike and vigilance. Alright, so now we really need to... Double major. Spark double. Oh no, I couldn't see the rest of it. Oh, they just did it again. Oh no! That's annoying. I wish it... I should be able to see their whole deck, right? The Striking Sliver deck should be able to see their entire list. But it doesn't give you the time. That's kind of annoying. Like there should be a revealed zone or something. Alright, so it has double strike, which means I just take 14. We're kind of a land away from... We're 2 lands away, basically. If our opponent has a discard spell in hand, we're... I mean, a land in hand. We can make them discard it. And then we're closer. I mean, if I don't block, I pretty much have to block, actually. Yeah. So I Mind Rot, bank on them having a land, and then I can kill a Sliver in response. No, they don't have a land though, because they didn't play it. Ugh. I'm gonna give them a Mind Rot effect. Because it doesn't really matter. It just doesn't matter. Because we have cards that... Giving your opponent discard spells when they're giving you poop is fine. Alright, so I didn't draw a land, and now I kind of have to leave up a removal spell. Otherwise I'm dead. This is an instant, right? Yeah. Alright. Sanctum of All. Yeah, they got the shrines in their deck, which is hilarious. They're not attacking with anything but their commander. I really don't understand why. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Alright, we're gonna loot. I should have cracked this for a land. Absolutely. That was a mistake. Because I could have had 2 lands in a row. Alright, well if that's the case, I'll just kill their commander. It's funny that they cast this before combat, so now they actually can't recast their commander. There's still 1 land off as well. I really don't understand why they're not swinging all out, though. They don't want to trade with one of these, but that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, though. It's just a ton of damage. Would just be slamming into me. Okay, drew a land. Die to my commander. Yeah, I don't get it back though. And again, they're pushing so much damage when they swing all out that it's fine. Like I trade with the double strike, but I take 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I'm literally dead if I don't block this. So I have to. It's free to swing with everything, and they're just not doing it. Okay, they still don't have a land though. I mean, if this is going to stonewall them for the whole game, then we're not upset. I could target a card out of their hand, but I'd rather just do something like this and make them discard 2. Oh, I think they discarded something I can play. The first card there? Nope, never mind. Never mind. Realm Razor. Interesting. They didn't cast Realm Razor for some reason. The enchantments might actually kill me. That one's probably the least scary. Okay, that one's the most scary. That actually just kills my commander now, so... I mean, now they can just swing, because I can't really block anything. Still swinging extremely conservatively. 9. It's only 18 damage, then we're dead on their turn. Even if I draw land to sweep the board, the Honden actually kills us. Even if I block, the Honden kills us. So they got us there. But we should have been dead 2 turns ago. I should have just been swinging out. That's kind of a cool deck. I like that. They got the Honden package and the Sliver package. They can cascade into non-slivers too, I think. Yeah. They just never bumped into a Honden. What up, Bread? We're just getting clapped with Gutmorn. Actually, I think we're 2-2. What on earth is that? What? Wait a minute. Okay, so they have a... It's an all-creature deck, because they have that companion. Whenever you cast it, there's real cards at the top. Until you reel X creatures, put all of them into your graveyard, and the rest of the cards on the bottom. Okay. But this is an all-creature deck, so it doesn't necessarily play to reanimate, because you can't really cast reanimate spells when you're running this. It's kind of the downside of playing companions, as your opponent now knows. You have no artifacts, you have no enchantments, you have no planeswalkers. You have no instants, and you have no sorceries. It is all creatures. And there's very few that have anything to do with being in your graveyard. They're playing the blue-white thing in the... Oh, I guess Scavenging Ooze lets you do something with them, I guess? Making them discard feels a little strange, because they apparently are interested in milling their entire stuff into their graveyard, but that... Alright, I can't not do that. Yep. Okay, that comes in tapped. We have gotten a little... I'm going to check to see, but I feel like we've gotten a little unlucky with the amount of things in our hand that cost more than 3, which there is not really a lot of. Well, there's no removal spells, so I'm not concerned about really anything. Alright, we found our triple removal spell card. That's pretty cool. We're going to play this. We're going to cast our commander and give our opponent a Field of Ruin here. That is fine. It's not really doing anything against our opponent. It's not like Field of Dead's in the game anymore. It's alright. I really like the Alchemy card so far. I haven't felt like... Oh, again, it's a non-land. I really just don't deserve to play Magic sometimes. I swear to God, I'm not good at this. Alright, well, I really don't want to give our opponent anything. Man, I really just... I have no excuse how bad I am right now. This commander has defeated me soundly. I just don't know how to play Magic. Non-land. That is extremely depressing. Alright, Blood in the Snow it is. Our opponent plays to the board, and I guess that's fine. Because if they play to the board, sweepers get worse for them. And eventually, I'm convinced we will get this back. It's not like it's going anywhere, right? Do I swing? Yes, I swing. Sauce him for 1 here. Scavenging Ooze will be too big for this to matter, and this already has Death Touch. Opponent did not eat the creature to make this safe to swing with. That's kind of weird. No green mana, just completely uninterested in saucing me with damage. That's fair. If I kill this, they go down a creature. They go down a mana source because they didn't play a land for the turn. I would like this in play, though. I feel like getting that out. The earlier this is in play, the better. It doesn't really... Funny, Arena and Elixir, like, kind of tug at your life total. Choose a creature card in your graveyard, exile it, and naturalize something. Alright, well that's never going to happen. I would like to kill this. Immediately, actually. Yeah, I think that's kind of important. Because they did not play a land. And we will not attack. Funny, because the 2/4s don't line up very well at all with the 1/3 Death Touch. So they just sort of sit there. Okay, they pick it back up. They can't replay it, though. I will trade with Ooze with my commander. They're not interested. Alright. So here we're going to play a land. We're going to play Elixir. Gain 2. And then unless our opponent hits us, we actually start drawing off of this. This is sorcery only, but I'm not interested in killing Ooze really in any way. Maybe I am, actually. It makes the board a little bit safer. Okay, opponent's just not interested in continuing. Yeah, this is going to be difficult. This card's straight 3 for ones of them, because we know for a fact they have nothing but creatures. And the 2/4s, who care? Oh my god. I can't put my phone anywhere and have it not go off. So that's cool. Unless our opponent hits us, this will start drawing cards alongside of Phyrexian Arena. And, yeah. Very, very uphill battle for our opponent, even though we gave him a sweeper, and they don't really ever want to cast it because they're trying to play to the board. Alright, so now we know you can only discard non-lands with your commander, with his own ability. Fracture, already have that. But yeah, Hearthstone, they just brought Hearthstone to Magic, that's all they did. Just like random cards in cards that have abilities that don't show what your opponent, like, they don't show your opponent what they did. Like, oh, seek a card. Well, I don't know what they sought for because it doesn't reveal it like every other card. We have 3 cards that cost more than 4. And we're against a mono red deck. I've never played against Atali. I have no idea what Atali does, like, for other cards. I think I'm going to keep this, though, because of Sign in Blood. Sign in Blood is really strong. We have a 1-mana card here. Footfall Crater? Okay, so they just give stuff haste. That's kind of weird. Doesn't this have... It does not have haste. I thought this had haste. Okay, never mind. Well, that means it essentially costs 7, though, because they have to use that land to do that. Okay. We drew a land. I'm going to still Sign in Blood myself, because I'm not going to do nothing. I'll get rid of probably Memory Theft. No. I'll get rid of that, because on 5 I can Elders Reborn and reanimate it later. Kind of just forego casting it. Okay, your dinosaur spells cost 1 less. Getting close to Atali here. And they can actually give it haste, too. I cannot kill that, can I? I can play my commander and then give our opponent a Mind Rot. That seems a little loose. How do I... What else does this do? Exile the top card, and then you can cast them. Okay. So you're going to cast random discard spells from my deck. Alright, we're going to just Thoughtseize you. Or Mind Rot you, excuse me. Opponent scoops, huh? I don't know. That seemed kind of weird. Why would you scoop there and not, like, at the start of my turn? Maybe they were thinking, like, oh, this is just going to be an uphill battle. People probably scoop to the idea of you playing a ton of removal instead of a ton of discard spells, but in reality, it's actually the opposite. I don't really have a lot of removal. They couldn't cast this next turn, so we could take a turn off, and then... Well, no, because I still don't have an answer to this, though. Next turn I could play this, but I can't play a land next to it and shock this, or deal 2 damage. I actually have no answer to this at all. Maybe I can drop some discard to play to the board a little bit better. Because discarding your opponent's hand kind of... It ain't going to do much if you still die to what's in play. I think I have all the good destroy ones. So there's like Vraska's Contempt. I'm not running Agonizing Remorse. It doesn't discard, it makes them exile, so it doesn't work with the commander. Extinction Event would be decent too. Vraska's Contempt. Maybe get rid of some of this upper end nonsense here. Maybe on the 4s. I can drop Honden. There's a chance this like never discards a card because your opponent's in top deck mode and they just don't care anymore about this. If they hold on to the card, it's not good. But I think that's fine. Everything that costs more than 3 is on the chopping block here. I do like this. It makes your opponent discard and it gives you a blood token, which is alright. You can use the blood token on your opponent's turn, which you should be doing, because with your commander in play, you would otherwise give your opponent what you discard it. But knowing me, I won't realize that. We are taking a 4-mana card out and adding a 4-mana card, which is not where I want to be. And I think this is better than Vraska's Contempt. Getting 2 life is whatever. Surveilling 1 is certainly better. I could run this. Your opponent drawing a card is fine in a discard deck, right? Because you just make them discard cards anyways. Yeah, that's probably just better. It doesn't cost 4 all the time, which is what we're interested in. Okay. Yeah. I think we're winning enough that I don't feel like I want to go crazy on changing anything. Ooh, alright. This deck likes to draw cards, that's for sure. The Locust God. Every time they draw a card when he's in play, they get a 1/1 hasty boy. And there's like 2 ways to draw your whole deck instantly and then kill your opponent. So we'll try to do things that make it so they can't do that thing. We're going to play this as a land, certainly. I like this ability, but it is blue-red, so it's more counter spells than it is like burn spells, but I'm sure they do have Lightning Bolt. Hey, we got the hexproof thing. Excuse me. We are going to lead with this, is what we're going to do. Sure. They have Brainstorm. They have some sort of cantrip. Probably going to hold on to it for all time, though. I am totally fine with giving our opponent Tinybones. In fact, it'd be hilarious if they cast it. They never have an empty hand, really. So, they gave us loses life equal to the number of tapped creatures you control. That's funny. They did give us a useless card, but I guess we gave them one right back. They can't activate it. They can only cast it because they don't have any black mana. This only touch blue and red. I guess technically the key, the alchemy card, the key could in fact do that. And this is if an opponent discarded, not you. So all their looting effects don't trigger this either. So it is objectively poo-poo caca here. I'm comfortable with just doing this now. I think this is kind of important. And then I can just never swing. Because they kill us faster than we kill them with damage. And just having a 1/5 death touch sitting here seems really good. They can bounce and then kill. That's certainly ability. Certainly have the ability to do that. Oh, I get those. No, it's my turn only. Oh, it's my turn only. No. No. I don't get the cards they discard. That's unfortunate. Narset's Reversal and a... something that allows Tinybones to do something. Okay, so we're going to... Target player discard 2 cards. Sure. I'm surprised I never saw this card before. It's just better than Mind Rot. Right? Like, it's just a weird card. Memory Lapse? Okay, I guess. Their commander costs 6, so they have to, like, tap out to do that. So that is totally fine. Okay. We knew about this since turn 1. Of course, they have a shuffle effect. Alright, so now they have a land next to their commander. But I don't think that seals it out, though. It's just one land. We certainly have ways to kill their commander. Which we kind of have to do, or we lose. So, if this works, the game continues. If it doesn't, I scoop. Okay. I guess we can keep trying. It's not the end of the world. They haven't shown us a way to draw infinite cards. And they can't really attack us. Okay, alright, we're still in it then. They have 2 cards in hand. I'm going to lead with... Mind Rot again. I mean, counter spells are not card draw spells, so I don't... Okay, sure. We got a land. Look at that. Wait a minute, what? What was that other card? Why did they not cast this? I am big confused. Wasn't that just free? Couldn't they just literally cast this? Was there a reason not to do that? Am I tripping? Am I not seeing something? Okay. Seems fine. I'm going to hold on to the relic until their graveyard is relevant. I don't know why they didn't cast this, though. They know we're a bunch of discard spells. No, it literally makes no sense to me. It just makes no sense. They just always play this. Sure. Yep. We get whatever they discard on my turn, so they end step their commander, we get the cards. They actually gave us a negate too, which is hilarious. They gave us a second. They gave us 2 counter spells. That's hilarious. Okay. Sure. Another mana rock. Can't swing. I mean, I guess you can swing with the Locust. That's fine. They swing with Tinybones too? Oh, you devil. To the graveyard with Yi. Alright, so we can yet again make them discard cards on our turn. Opponent's wisely doing this on their own turn, but now we can kill their commander, right? Well, I actually know we can't. Hey, Niv Mizzet, that was the combo thing with whenever you draw a card, do whatever. Alright, so it's actually kind of hard to kill their commander, which is the whole reason this game is still happening. Maybe they drew one and we can steal it? Nope, just Spell Pierce. This is actually... maybe. I mean, I can Eldest Reborn at some point to reanimate Niv Mizzet. I can stifle their commander's ability, but the fact that I can't kill it is actually kind of annoying. I don't see a reason to go to discard here. We'll just do that. And pass. We could actually die. That's really, really unfortunate. Taking 6 a turn and I can't stop it. Might have to just draw a card off of the relic now. I needed a spot removal spell. Oh, how ironic. Alright, this doesn't really help me. Kind of want to make them discard, though. I don't like it when they have cards in their hand. Okay. We can now... wait, we could just do this and draw 2? Yeah. Well, actually, let's do this first. Removal spell? Nope. Oh boy, this is a problem. I'm actually going to die to just incidental tokens. That is really depressing, actually. We still have negate up. Our opponent knew about negate, so this is interesting. I feel like it makes more sense to just make Locust to kill me with instead. Because now it's like a turn slower. Okay, well, I need to draw something right now. Alright, that's not terrible. It kills their commander, but it doesn't kill it, like, forever. It comes back. It also gives them a 2/4, which is fine just to attack with. Does their commander have haste? I don't think so. No. So we're on the cusp of dying. We need like a sweeper immediately here. Play this tapped. We're going to take 6 again, go to 2, and then we're dead to any burn spell, which we don't think we've seen any yet. Interesting. Think twice. Great. We go to 1. Which means any Locust token kills us at this point. That is not what we needed. Think we're dead. I cannot believe we couldn't deal with the Locust God for this long. That's just unexcusable. You're a mono black deck and you just let your opponent have their commander for this long in play. Solemn Simulacrum. That does not do anything. Doesn't do it, doesn't do it. I can draw 2 and die. Can kill their commander and die, die. Wow. What was on the top? Key could have maybe found something, but there's a chance it also couldn't have done anything. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I just didn't have a removal spell there. I guess I'll change a little bit then. Because like I said, if your opponent has no hand, then you having an army of discard spells doesn't do anything, and it doesn't matter. So maybe I'm too much on the discard and too little on the spot removal. I can drop some of these. Liliana actually would not have been great there. Professor Onyx would have been decent. Yeah, we can drop this Liliana. And maybe drop Eldest Reborn as well. And put in some more removal. Cast Down wouldn't have done anything. Grasp of Darkness would have done something. Alright, we're going to go for Doomblade. I'm all about it. I like it more than Cast Down. Doomfall. It's a discard and removal. We're about both of those things. But it's not destroy or discard. It's actually exile and exile. So I don't actually get to trigger Gutmorn. Walk the Plank is decent. Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-mana card. Yeah, that's fine. It's just 2 mana. No one ever plays Merfolk, so. Other than, like, Changelings. And I guess there's a couple Merfolk cards. Not really any Merfolk commanders, though. There's, like, a blue-green one, which I've never played against. Alright, this is not the new Gitrog monster, but I think they go in, like, the same kind of deck. It's nice to have exile effects against a deck like this, though. So we're going to keep it. Because they do kind of play with their graveyard a little bit. So we'll just have this sitting there. Nope, I'm going to make him exile that. Keep the graveyard nice and empty. Alright, so we're going to foretell this, pass. We just need 1 land and we're kind of solid. At least we can cast our whole hand. That's unfortunate. I don't get to crack it. But they did use a putrefy on it. Which I guess is fine. If they're going to putrefy something, that's certainly what you'd want them to putrefy. We can make them discard a bunch, or just put this into play, threaten stuff. Maybe they deal with this instead of play Gitrog next turn. Yeah. And again, opponent might just scoop thinking that we have the board taken care of, and we don't, because we don't actually have a ton of removal. Because if they just play Gitrog monster, they could certainly just start drawing a bunch of cards. Maybe they were expecting me to play my commander instead, which is certainly a possibility. We take those, though. Nice. Kenrith? Okay. Might take out Blast Zone, actually. When it's one of your few lands, you don't really want to have it be colorless. Would I keep this, though? No, it has double 4-drop in it. Oh my god, this has quad, triple 4-drop. No. We can always tutor for this, but obviously that is insane amount of time away. Alright, so we do this, and I'd rather Duress a mana rock than randomly discard a card. Alright, there was one Duressable target, and it was a flip land. Alright, make you mill, make you discard, probably doesn't really matter. A land, okay. Alright, so next turn we cast our Sweeper. I mean our commit. Why do I mix up words all the time. Next turn we cast our Mind Rot. It's like, what? Do I, or do I just kill Kenrith? We're in a spot where I don't have a card I'm comfortable giving her. Oh, never mind. I am totally fine giving my opponent a Steward. But we played our discard spells before we cast this, so now we're in that weird spot. But that's kind of fine. If all they're doing is Kenrith next turn, I'm not upset. What are they gonna... They can't even reanimate anything. Hey, they gave us a solid card, too. We get a ramp spell there. Like a weird Harrow. They did not play their... What? Okay. I wouldn't have done this. I mean, they can reanimate that over and over, but that doesn't... Like, who cares? Alright, I mean, I was kind of expecting to deal with their commander right now, and now I don't have to. I feel comfortable just running this out and getting a land. Or, well, I guess 2 lands, whatever. No reason to attack. Our opponent can activate this, but it's only a sorcery, so they don't get a free card from my hand off of it. And I'll probably just get rid of Doomblade. Murderous Rider costs 1 more, but it hits Planeswalkers. Okay, so they were really adamant about giving Kenrith haste, it seemed. Which I don't see why. All it does is, like, you took a turn off to deal 5 to me the next turn, but this having... I don't know, that just seemed really weird. This costs less, but... Fine. I'll trade with the Rejuvenator. I'm not going to trade Commanders. Mine's just kind of better at this point. No, actually it's not. They have no hand. Alright, land. I regret discarding the 2-mana card. Now I can't leave it up. We are going to attack Kenrith 3 times with the wand. I think? Oh, Bread Riot with the resub. 6 months. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we're just going to wand them. We're going to sauce them with the wand. They can just recast their commander, I guess. I don't really care, though. Fine. Uh-oh. They found a way to make the Ox good. That's unfortunate. You want Cody? Yeah, I can try another Cody deck. I like Cody a lot. I think I lost like 1 game when I played it too. It was really good. Alright, 6 lands. It means we can tutor for pretty much anything. I can get Ujin to blow this up. I can get the Feed the Swarm to blow it up immediately, but then I don't have Ujin in play. We can just do this and think about it later. Mana Rock Tribal. Well, Cody doesn't like... you can't play permanents when Cody's in play, so you don't really want a ton of those at all. In fact, you probably just want ramp spells. Because you can play green instead. Let's see here. What are we tutoring for? I can tutor for the key, and then draft something dirty. I can Blood in the Snow when they go to cast Kenrith next turn. But that doesn't feel particularly strong. I can get Obliterator in play and demand an answer to it. Otherwise they can't really attack me anymore. Like, ever. Until they find something specific. I can start drawing multiple cards a turn. Amassing advantage. Oh god. Yeah, we're just going to get Obliterator because I am all about Obliterator finally doing something. In the way this game is going, I feel like this is the time to do so. I'm not going to swing. Oh no. My wand. No. Alright. They found a way to get Kenrith back into play over and over. But fortunately, this happened right before I cast this. So now I have Obliterator in play, and I can sauce him for 1. Alright, don't top deck a second answer, please. Just don't do that. Nice. Alright. We finally have Phyrexian Obliterator, and it's actually sort of doing something. Do they have anything they can reanimate? Not really. No, not really. Kenny Boy. Alright, we're going to probably just kill him. They can reanimate it with Conquer's Death, but I don't think I care. They have no cards in hand. No cards in hand, and this doesn't really matter right now. They can spam the +1/+1 counters, but that doesn't do anything when I have Obliterator sitting there. So we're going to let this resolve first, so they have to recast their commander. I don't see a reason to swing. This also draws cards, right? Yeah. So I'm going to kill it after this happens. So they don't get Kenrith back for free. And I guess I can wait till they do something, otherwise it doesn't really matter. Alright, they sacrificed the land before they tapped it, so that's 1 less mana to do stuff with. They get 2 lands. Let's hope they go for counters. Makes the killing things better, yep. So this gives trample. It does mean... Oh, come on, dude. Oh my god. I can't get this Obliterator to do anything. Yep, like really, just gonna go 1 turn. Oh my god, that is so annoying. I cannot get this card to work. So now we kind of wish we got blood in the snout. What, did they put a counter on their own? What? Why did they do that? That was weird. Everything is 3, so I can't, yeah. Take 12? 13? Oh, of course. It's Xaxi, so I have to block with that too. Okie dokie, I'm at 1. Obliterator, why are you the way you are? Doesn't matter. Cool. My god. Yep, just had to draw another removal spell. Couldn't be literally anything else ever. A land or a ramp spell or a random creature that doesn't do much. They drew Elspeth Conquers Death, and then they drew another saga. I just needed like 1 turn to not have that be a thing. Alright, I'm going to drop some of these graveyard hate cards. They don't seem like they're doing much, and I'd rather these 3 be things that do much more. It's funny that the Ox, like, almost... I mean, the Ox did beat us to death, actually. It really did. Never to return? Just sorcery. What do I not own? Whoop. Has to be an instant. Oh, I guess it could be a sorcery too, but... Target creature, we're 7 minus. Well, if our opponent never has cards in hand, Flunk is actually pretty good. Alright, that's fine. Like, it would have killed Kenrith there, which is kind of funny. No, I don't want to do green or white. Human? Ugh. This is -5, -5. I guess for 2-mana stuff, we're all set there. Don't really have anything else except Cast Down. I mean, there's Grasp of Darkness too, but oop, don't knock that over. Oh, I think we just have to put a 3-mana one in there. Exile, well, not 5. I guess Soul Shatter is alright. Yeah, I mean, yeah, fine. And then the Never to Return was a sorcery. There's not a lot of sorcery speed removal that I'm interested in, but it's better than not having it, I guess. You know, Extinction Event probably makes sense. I should have already been in there, honestly. Having sweepers in this deck seems fine. We don't really play to the board that much, and there's times where I don't really care if my commander dies. So we'll play a couple more games here. A couple more. I do like the deck more now than I did when I first started playing it. The initial list, that is. But that is the glory of playtesting. I forgot to take out Field of Ruin and Blast Zone. I'm not big on them anymore. It definitely should just be black sources. Alright, I'll keep this though. We're playing against Kethis, which is basically a graveyard combo deck, I think. It's funny, we just took out all our graveyard hate, and now we're against a graveyard-based deck. That is really hilarious. We do have, like, kind of one, sort of. Alright, so I can just give our opponent a Cling to Dust, and ours going to the graveyard doesn't really matter. That seems fine. They can cling my Cling, technically, which is hilarious. And I guess they're going to do that immediately, but I'm not going to give them an Obliterator, that's for sure. They get rid of 40 clicks. Okay. Okay. They didn't cling my Cling. So what do I do if they play Kenrith right now? Actually, what is Kenrith doing? Kenrith actually isn't doing anything, so it doesn't matter. Legendaries cost 1 less? That's not terrible. Alright, Cultivate, sure. Alright, I'm gonna definitely Windmill Slam Obliterator right now, I think. Because at the very least, it distracts our opponent by not just killing our commander. Alternatively, I could attack their hand, which I feel like that's better. These do anything different? Discards. And I just can get rid of an adventure if they for some reason decide to do that. We will Dark Inquiry. Alright, so they had Eerie Ultimatum, which is pretty good in this spot. The rest of it is not great. Crucible means... I don't really care about that. I think I'm going to take Rankle. Because we can always get rid of that sweeper later. Get our own copy or whatever. No, there's no haste in their hand anymore. We got rid of it. Okay. Our opponent knows about Rankle. Means it's a little bit worse. Alright, play your commander. Just play your commander. There is no sweeper? Yeah, not right now. They top decked Maelstrom Pulse. Are we replaying our commander? Oh, there's our sweeper. Okay, so we play... I kind of want to play this right now. And then I can make them... Yeah, I probably misnamed it. I meant to say ultimatum or whatever. I'm used to the Mardu ultimatum is the one I play. So they need to they need to literally top deck an untapped white source to play Eerie Ultimatum. And if they do, they get back Rankle and Vorniclix. So I think it's important that I just deal with this right now, because I just don't want that to happen, like, at all. So we're just going to do that. I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it. It's not the end of the world if it did happen, but... Oh, wow, look at that. They actually got triple... Oh, no, just two and... No, they did. They got triple white source. That is so funny. Okay, you have Kenrith. You can exile 2 cards right now to immediately get back Rankle, if they so choose. They do not. So, Scriptures is decent here. They still have that Cling to Dust. That's kind of funny. It's also still in their hand, actually. Seems like they're severely struggling to understand how this card works. I don't know why. Oh, they figured it out. Looks like they drew a land. Yep. Nothing else would hold priority right now. So I think they drew a land that they just aren't playing for some reason. Sure. I mean, all that does is give me the land if I go for my commander, so that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I might want to play Scriptures right now. Now, if they play Vorniclix, I don't think I start getting Saga counters anymore, so this actually doesn't, like, work. They have no answer to Obliterator. No, they can Rankle it, actually. I can Rankle Azusa. That doesn't make sense, though. I can tutor for... What would I tutor for? I don't know. I don't like my hand right now. We're going to tutor something. Wait, what is in their hand? Maybe it's just Kenrith's ability? I guess you don't have to do it on your own turn? I don't know. I can, oh, it's in mana order. Look at that. Go blank? Go blank. No, I think I want to immediately deal with their graveyard. Because Nightmare just kills Azusa, and then they can just do whatever they want. I want to deal with this now. Oh, they got the Bounty Hunter dude. Okay, sure. Alright, so now they have nothing. And then I can potentially make them even have less than nothing. They know about this Vorniclix, which is funny. Sure. Get rid of a land. Maze Mind's Tome, that's pretty cool. Not with Vorniclix in play, though. Right? Because it'll put 2 on there, and that's not great. Could put this in play first. Of all the creatures in my hand, I think I'd miss this one the most. I mean, the least, excuse me. It also lets me play Maze Mind's Tome, so let's do that. It also flips my thing, I think, right? Because I cast 2 spells. Yeah, get rid of the rat. Ratty boy. Yasharn, that's fine. Alright, so now we can keep track how much life Phyrexian Obliterator has saved us. So far it's just 8, or 4. I think I'm gonna scry. Hey, that's pretty good. I'm gonna make some spooters. Alternatively, I can just play Scriptures and prevent a board state I don't like. Or I could just trade off of Vorniclix. I don't mind that. I think that's fine. I'll just swing with this. I don't really care. If they bring these two things to the graveyard, that is totally fine with me. Actually, they have to block with Kethis if they... yeah. So I will kill Kethis. Yeah, that's fine. That is A-okay. Goes there. If I can start making it cost a lot of mana, it's hard to do stuff in the same turn cycle in which you cast him. Vivian Reed. Alright, that can blow up one of my things, but I think they're going to plus because they're more interested in finding stuff. I certainly would. It also means... whoops. Oh no, that's not good for us at all, actually. Yikes. Okay, they can't immediately cast it. So now we can attack Vivian Reed. Alright, so we've gained 4, 8, so far 9 life off of our Obliterator. Dread Presence. That is better than nothing. Better than a land, at least. I think that's better than a random card. I'm going to keep it. We can play this and give our opponent Rankle back to hand, and then, I mean, that, I don't know, that doesn't feel like it does much. I can attack Vivian Reed, put her to 1. That doesn't feel very good, though. I can put a counter on my scriptures and then do it. Are we dead to Elishnorn then? We take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We take 14, so we're not dead to Elishnorn. And now we can actually attack Vivian Reed and kill it, which is pretty huge. Alright, Obliterator's actually doing stuff this game. That's pretty cool. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense, right? It saves this, but yeah, alright, that's fine. That makes sense. I like that. That's certainly a line. They can sacrifice a land, but they just get it back with Crucible of Worlds, basically. So that does kind of make sense there. We will draw to find a land. I don't think we played one. We did not find one. Alright, that's less damage for Elishnorn, though. And after this initial attack, they can't really attack again. What do they have right now, though, that justifies playing Elishnorn? Shieldred is not it. What do they have? I cannot imagine they would play this just to deal 4 damage to me, because that seems kind of weird. So what else are they going to do? No, that didn't make any sense. I don't know why my opponent just let me just do this. Why did they do that? They would play Elishnorn just to deal 4 damage. Maybe they didn't realize this was going to happen. Like, they didn't know this is what it did. I don't know. That seems kind of weird, though. Alright, I'm going to attack the opponent's hand. Give them an Implement of Malice, probably, because I don't really care. Right? Yeah, that's fine. And they give us maybe Shieldred? That'd be cool. And like I said, we've actually killed this twice now. So it does cost a bunch of mana. Hard to do things in the same turn sequence. They gave us Shieldred. They gave us a Shieldred. Oh, man. Alright, so we're going to draw a card. Look for a land. I'm not sure if I played... Oh, I did already play one. That's fine, though. I'm not doing anything else anyways. Oh, that's pretty good. It actually exiles. So they cast Kenrith for 7. They only have 3. They can't do anything. Bust it next to it. Oh, Unburial Rites. Alright, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Is it your end step when you sacrifice a creature? It is. You can't kill anything. Alright, this is bad. Are these both odd? Alright, I guess I have to pop off the ultimate here. So you'll die anyway to the ultimate, so you can just go. I mean, pop off the extinction event on odd. Well, they did just lose their graveyard, so maybe I can just play the Shield Dread, make them sacrifice one of these two. They can sacrifice this and then reanimate it from the graveyard. They don't actually have to put it in the command zone, so it just doesn't do anything. We're just going to exile both of these, naming odd. Let's not get fancy. And I can make them discard this weird card I gave them. Alternatively, I can cleave this, right? Yeah, we'll just cleave it. Maybe the other card is better. I mean, it's free to cleave it. Arcane Signet. No, we'll get rid of the Implement. I don't care about another mana. Alright. Obliterator. Somehow still in play. Somehow doing stuff. Vorniclix. Okay, that's the old one, though. But they know it's just going to die to Shieldred. It does mean all my mana is tapped out twice in a row, but I really don't care. They'd be absolutely insane to block right now, and they would sacrifice 7 permanents, so they can't really block. They can start getting them back with Crucible Worlds very slowly, but that is 7 lands, and you can't, I mean, what are you doing then? So now they need to do double up on stuff and play, because Shieldred will lock them out. So the tax on Kenrith that turn where I traded Kenrith with the Vorniclix actually kind of paid off, because we put it 2 more mana in the recast there. That's great. That game was kind of crazy, wasn't it? There were actually a lot of decisions to be made in that game. Of course, it's the last game I'm going to play, too, and it's always the craziest game. I always end on the most insane, like, sequence of things happening. Fortunately, giving them Cling to Dust and losing our own didn't ripple effect into us losing. And this is another example of a game where having all those Graveyard Hate mana rock, or they're not mana rocks, Graveyard Hate artifacts are not super relevant, right? Even in a game where our opponent only cares about their graveyard, we just won taking out all of them. Azusa is a weird one to see. It's good super early, but after that it doesn't really do much. And unless you're like milling your own graveyard and stuff, it just doesn't really matter. Taking the Eerie Ultimatum was really huge. I think they must not have understood how the scriptures worked, because they played Elishnorn and dealt an additional 4 damage to me, which doesn't get you anywhere at all, and then it just died because of the scriptures. Chevelle is a very strange one, right? Because they don't seem to have... Well, we didn't see any, did we? We saw Maelstrom Pulse. They don't seem to have much removal. So putting a counter on my stuff just to sometimes draw a card is really weird. Really, really weird. Maybe they're just running every single legendary they can possibly run in Abzan. But I think this would... I think Doomblade would be better than this, honestly, in this deck. Well, either way, that was fun. I like that game. That was cool. And I like this deck. I really do. I think it's cool. If you like the discard strategy, it's probably between this one and the 5 mana chick. Tinybones being probably, well, definitely the worst of the 3. Oh, we got a pack. Boop. Hey, golden wild card. We'll take that. I always like to see that when you're a free-to-play player. Load. All right. So, weird. It feels weird when you... Every time you play this, it feels weird. But, it certainly winds up snowballing in your favor. Especially when people, like, kind of make the mistake of discarding on your turn with, like, an instant speed Thrill of Possibility or something. The Locust God. Which still killed us, which is unfortunate. But Cosmos Elixir is sometimes another Phyrexian Arena. Sometimes Scrying 1 is all you need. I would not play this if they didn't change it. So if you don't like alchemy cards and you're boycotting them, don't run this. you know. But Historic Brawl is Historic Brawl. It's gonna, it's not the same format as regular Commander, so you can't just, I mean, you can't even play this as your Commander, actually. This is Historic Brawl only. So, I mean, these are just part of the format now. I mean, both of these, actually. So if you don't like this style of card, you don't like the changed cards from, like, it does different things in different formats, because the paper version of this obviously doesn't scry one, then, just don't play that card. But I think the scry one does push it enough to want to play it. Scry one every turn is pretty decent. You'd rather do that than not do that, right? And sometimes drawing cards is good, but that's not really ever going to happen. It seems kind of difficult to stay at 25 and up, but it is not impossible. It's just like a colorless Phyrexian Arena when you do, though. Except you don't lose life. The key is just really good, but for him in particular, thinking of cards that I'm fine just getting rid of with him is Tergrid, yeah. Like, let's see, we got Dark Ritual, some of these 1 mana weird stuff. Any discard spell that doesn't target and reveal your hand is good, like Implement and stuff, to pitch to this. To get any card giving your opponent, that is. Doomblade. They can't Doomblade anything against you. Even stuff that kind of draws cards, you give them like a tome and they're drawing cards, you're not too upset because you have 40 Mind Rot effects to just undo all that. Certain removal spells. Even sweepers. If they're a creature-heavy deck, you give them a sweeper, they probably don't want to cast it. They might even discard it and then give you it back. You can't discard a land to his own ability. And you got to make sure you activate blood tokens on your opponent's turn, otherwise they get the card you discard. Yeah, that last game was the closest I've ever gotten to... No, wait a minute. Our opponent sacrificed a permanent to this, but they got it back immediately because of the Crucible. So we actually got Obliterator to work, and it did close the game out too. Like, it did enough damage that our opponent didn't want to continue. I don't think Obliterator was the reason they scooped, though. Having Shieldred in play with Kenrith being unable to... Not Kenrith. You know what I'm talking about. The guy we just played against, whose name is going to elude me, so I'm not even going to keep saying it. Abzan guy. Cost too much, and Shieldred just locked them out. What else? You could shave maybe 2 to 3 more discard spells for 2 to 3 more sweepers and or removal spells. You have to accept that you're light on mana. Actually, I'm going to drop these 2 colorless lands finally. Whoops, what did I just click? I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to discard the changes. I think I'm going to drop those 2 lands for black sources. You don't really have enough mana to get away with like activating and sacrificing Blast Zone because it's a mana source and you're kind of light on those. So this makes sense. There's no fancy lands really in the game that are like worth playing. Even that, what is that, like Cabal Stronghold? It takes a lot of mana to get to this point, and at that you need what, 5 lands that aren't this for it to net mana. Yeah, something like that. You could run Brajuka Bog. You could run that. You make your opponent discard a lot of cards. It's another main deckable graveyard hate. It does tap for black. Okay, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. You can even tutor it, actually. Play it as your land drop, and also get rid of your opponent's graveyard. Hive is alright. Wait, this is another graveyard hate card. Ooh, I like what I'm finding right now. Okay, alright, I agree. Oh man, this format, it drives me up the wall. Like, I have to do this, please. Bear with me. I accidentally clicked off the castle. So yeah, that's fine. So I took out 2 colorless tech lands for, like, ones that actually tap for relevant color. I don't see these doing anything, really. Yeah. Alright, let's stay like that. Certainly better than Tinybones. You could probably get rid of Tinybones. Good luck getting this to do much. I mean, if it comes in early, I guess. But this is certainly... If you don't like Gutmorn, I'd run Tergrid. The ability is probably stronger. You don't get anything. Like, there was a game we got a negate, right? We wouldn't have gotten that. But you don't have to cast it. It just goes right into play. But the problem is it costs 5. You have to get this into play and then start casting discard spells and have it still be relevant instead, which it's just really expensive to do that. Like, if you don't have Dark Ritual and you go to cast this, it's turn 5 or something like that. Unless you, I guess, have a ton of mana rocks. You could, like, turn 4 it and then from there start casting Mind Rots. But, you have to catch back up on the board, so you have to maybe run more removal. I'd say these two decks are different enough where if you did swap them out, you would want to change more things to allow you to get this into play either faster or concede to the idea that you're not going to early discard your opponent because you want this in play first. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Click the button. Come on.